Congress has acted at times, and sometimes not so much. One of the things Congress got right was the Telecommunications Act of 1996. And the reality is our economy is so vibrant because it's fostered an amazing amount of innovation. Incredibly, with the internet, Congress had the foresight to say it is the policy of the United States to preserve the vibrant and competitive free market that presently exists for the internet and other interactive computer services unfettered by federal or state regulation. Now, it wasn't zero regulation, there was a framework for it, but it was fairly light touch. As we look at the token economy, tokenized assets in the crypto market, inherently people think of Bitcoin. And I think of Bitcoin as the first website that you came across. You might like it, you might hate it, but it certainly didn't represent the internet because it was a website. And Bitcoin doesn't represent blockchain any more than a website represents the internet. It is one use. But as our country's kind of been reluctant to provide any regulatory certainty, capital has fled the United States, where this innovation initially was off to a good start, for other pastures. Do you believe that regulatory certainty could foster increased innovation in this market, in the token economy?
I would want to understand that better, but yeah, that makes sense on its face to me.
Yeah, and when you look at consumer protection, for example, the SEC is focused on protecting the securities market, and the concern is if everything looks like a security, there's a lack of certainty for investors. And so the Token Taxonomy Act, a bipartisan legislation that would provide that certainty to say if it meets these criteria, then it is not a security, is one that we're currently working on and hope to move through this committee in short order. Beyond that, obviously the scope of the Federal Reserve has a charter, and earlier in your testimony you talked about 2% inflation as a target. Here in Congress and around the country in certain sectors, people hear 2% plus or minus zero deviation, certainly no long-term deviation. Can you state that or confirm that it's a policy to target precisely 2%, or to what extent is there some level of variance for higher or lower inflation?
Yes, we say that inflation, that our objective is 2%, but it's a symmetric objective because, of course, in the nature of an economy, it will rarely be exactly 2.000%. It's going to be a little bit higher, it's going to be a little bit lower as economic activity fluctuates, as oil prices fluctuate, and that sort of thing. But
and over what sort of time horizon do you look at that?
Well, one, it is symmetric in the sense that we're always going to be trying to get back to that, and these things don't move super quickly, so we will be conducting monetary policy in a way that achieves both of our objectives. We've also got our maximum employment objective, so
right. And so in balance and maybe over a longer period than a quarter, for example.
Definitely over a longer period.